What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, let's jump right into the topic of this video. Day 2 of training camp has ended for the Las Vegas Raiders, and boy are there some things I wanted to talk about on what happened today at camp. First, if you haven't done so, make sure to check out yesterday's video on how ESPN has ranked us dead last when it comes to projecting the future in the next 3 seasons throughout the NFL. But one thing that is interesting that popped off today was one of our players was asked about what he thinks about the chatters around the NFL league circles, and with so many of them having the Raiders projected to be so low, cornerback Jack Jones expressed his frustrations for the lack of respect from traditional NFL media that they currently have for the Raiders. Listen to what he said when he found out that they ranked our head coach Antonio Pierce as the 28th best head coach and with an overall season projection of a 6-11 record for the Raiders.
I don't like that. That's not who we are. That's not why we working. That's not why we here. And we gonna step up and we gonna show why. Him being ranked the 28th coach, I felt like they was disrespecting, me, the team, him. I don't like that. That set a fire under me. We gonna show everybody 6-11 is crazy. I'm gonna get beat 11 times throughout the year.
Now, I absolutely love to see this fire and passion from Jack Jones, our starting cornerback. For one, he is a clear example of how much the players just love and respect their head coach and Antonio Pierce. You can really tell that they have a lot of respect for him and they are willing to put it all out there on the field for him, and that is something you love to see from a football team. Now, you want to see a team that will fight and run through a brick wall for their leader in the locker room. Overall, I like the leadership we're starting to see from a guy like Jack Jones and the whole defensive side of the football in general. And that was also something that our quarterback Gardner Minshew had mentioned about yesterday in his presser when he spoke about all the leaders we currently have on the roster.
I'd say the biggest thing I've seen on this team is just the leaders, man. At about every position group, both sides of the ball. That's what's really exciting, and that's what's got to carry you. There's plenty of teams with talent, but who's going to kind of come together and bring it together when it gets tough? And I think we got those dudes to do it.
Now, this is hopefully something that will carry on to the regular season for us, because we all know the NFL regular season, it's just such a long time period. It's a long season for the players, and there's always going to be tough moments to overcome. And really, you can have the most talented team in the NFL, but if you don't have the dogs, if you don't have the leaders in that locker room that can come together and make the most out of shitty situations during the season, it will be tough to succeed. You need players that can be resilient and that can come together as a team and just find a way to combat the adversity that comes with playing in the National Football League. And it seems like the Raiders, with the veterans and the leaders we have inside the building, we have a solid foundation for this. Now, regarding training camp updates, one player who seems to have had a good day out there was second-year cornerback Jacorian Bennett. Just watch him get praised and hyped by Jack Jones and Nate Hobbs.
DB came out here and ball. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to say too much. Hey, where's Zero at? Zero was the highlight of the day, man. Out there making plays, but I ain't nothing new, man. We DBs, no fly zone.
Hey. You heard what he said? No fly zone. That boy JB the pot scraper, you hear me? Come on. Pot scraper, make real plays. You hear me?
So this is exciting stuff to see, because I did like the draft selection last season with Jacorian Bennett, and I still think he can be a solid cornerback for us at the defensive back position, and he should continue to improve going into year 2, but it looks like he was involved in one of the picks today from the defense in the 11v11 drills. But the biggest thing I did want to talk about today, the thing that made the most news, was the fact that there was a recent video that surfaced on social media that went viral, and it is essentially our young rookie Trey Taylor having some fun with a Kermit Mahomes puppet.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
So, as you can see in that video, they were having some fun with a Patrick Mahomes like. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty funny. I love the whole Kermit the Frog puppet and everything. You know, you see at Allegiant Stadium every time we play the Chiefs. It's funny for sure. It's all fun and laughs, but once you call Mahomes the B word and everything like that, that's where the young rookie needs to watch out for what he says, especially with the cameras around. Look, I'm sure he means no harm. This is pretty friendly, but at the end of the day, that's all you see on NFL media today, and that's definitely going to draw the attention towards Trey Taylor, and it's really unnecessary attention he needs at this point. And just in general, I feel like we cannot have a rookie who has yet to make an impact in the league go out here and poke the bear in the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Look, yes, the Raiders had a terrific performance against the Chiefs on Christmas Day with that upset. But let's be real, that was the first victory we had over the Chiefs in 4 years. And I feel like we have to be a little bit more humble when it comes to speaking about the rival who has dominated the AFC West. I mean, the Chiefs are coming off of being back-to-back Super Bowl champions. They just won the Super Bowl in Allegiant Stadium. And look, I'm all for trash talking on the field. If we beat them in the regular season, if you get an interception on Mahomes and you do a stare down on him, if we beat them, we do a little victory lap around the stadium, stuff like that. Look, I can understand that stuff that's going to happen between divisional rivals. But like I said, I like it when it's on the field. But I really like that sort of stuff to happen on game day. Once you've earned that victory or once you're on that field, anything goes. But really, we're in training camp. I think the Kansas City Chiefs, the last thing they were thinking about was the Raiders at this point. And now with this recent video that surfaced, hey, the Raiders better be ready when they play the Kansas City Chiefs, because this is just more bulletin board material for them. And really, they're still the team to beat in the AFC and the NFL in general. Now, I really hope Trey Taylor will just learn from this. But as it stands, like I said, the Chiefs are back-to-back champions. The last thing we want to do is to continue to give them bulletin board material when it comes to facing us. Look, it's not really about us, quote-unquote, being scared of the Chiefs. But just given the circumstances, we're a team that has struggled to make the playoffs in general. I feel like in this situation, we have to be a little bit more humble. It's already hard enough to beat Patrick Mahomes, so we got to tone it down just a little bit, in my opinion. So as I mentioned, the Raiders better be ready to roll this season, especially when we face the Chiefs. We cannot have a meltdown against them. We have to, at the bare minimum, win one of those games this season. Now, one thing that I did notice was Jack Jones on Twitter had tagged the person that posted this video, and it didn't seem like he was very happy with what he did. I don't know if maybe they had agreed to not posting that video or not having the cameras out. I don't know exactly what that whole situation is about. But regardless, I think Trey Taylor will learn from this. And honestly too, I'm just curious to see what Antonio Pierce thinks about the whole situation. Now, just jumping back into training camp and just getting a general sense of what we saw out there on the football field, ESPN's Paul Gutierrez reported that Gardner Minshew took the majority of first-team snaps at the quarterback position, and he noted that Gardner Minshew looked sharper, but he did throw a pair of red zone interceptions in the 11v11 drills. But I did see a clip of Hondo Carpenter mentioning that he was impressed with the ball placement of Aiden O'Connell and the passing reps he watched, but he did note that he did not get an opportunity to watch all of them. We also got JT the Brick coming out and saying that the Raiders defense has been looking good thus far during training camp. And he even mentioned how he thinks the Raiders' key for success this season will be predicated off of the defensive side of the football. So thus far, it seems like the defense has been getting the edge over the Raiders offense in the 11v11 drills. We got Marcus Epps, who had an interception today. We had Trayvon Merrick that got the other one. And it looks like Jacorian Bennett tipped the ball up on that Trayvon Merrick interception. So the defense is getting after it. And overall, I do agree with JT the Brick's analysis of the team. I do expect the Raiders defense to be the strength of this football team. I mean, I just think it's exciting to see the additions we added to the defense. And this is really the first offseason in years where people are actually excited about the Raiders defense. For years, the Raiders defense had been the laughingstock of the National Football League. But this could be the year where the Raiders defense could be an elite unit. The Raiders defense ended the season as one of the hottest units on that side of the ball last season. We were ranked #1 in points per game under the leadership of Antonio Pierce. If the hype of the defense is real, the Las Vegas Raiders will be a tough opponent for any team to face week in and week out. The defense should find a way to keep them in most football games. Certain weeks they may win them the football game as well. And I think the offense will need to find a way to get their playmakers to make explosive plays that can put us in a position to put some points on the board. But overall, a very interesting day 2 for the Raiders in training camp. They were all over NFL social media, maybe for the wrong reasons, but it already happened. So Antonio Pierce and his team will have to make sure they can back all this up on the football field next season. But Raider Nation, I definitely want to get your guys' feedback in the comment section down below. What do you guys think of that video? Do you think it's much to do about nothing? Do you think they need to tone it down a little bit? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.